Alright, guys, it's the grand final of the EPT North American Weekly number 117. Storm Gaming's MAXPAX in the top left, looking like a bit of a beastly day for the young Danish man. His opponent in the bottom right, though, just dispatched of a bunch of very good players. Got revenge on Geralt from Poland. Took out time as well. This is Dark for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. And Dark, much like the Phoenix in Dragon Phoenix Gaming, player who always rises from the ashes. Often he doesn't even turn to ashes, does he? It looks like he's on fire. It looks like his game's falling apart. And then he just fights back and gets in a great spot anyway. Some good stuff. Oh, okay, let's go. Probe there as well. All right, so just while we got a bit of downtime in the early game, I did want to clear something up. People have been asking me a lot recently. They've been saying pig. So I hear you're part of the anti-air fryer alliance. You hate air fryers. You think they're stupid. And I have a bit of a confession to make, everybody. I did think this because I was like, why would you need an extra oven that just takes up counter space and is like, you know, it's dumb. But the actual speed that thing heats up at is almost instant. So it's actually crazy. The fan in there is so mega powered. It's just an oven that instantly gets to full temperature and cooks stuff so fast and is so good for getting browning across everything in it. So I take back everything I've said. Random tangent, I know, for early on in this cast, but definitely something to keep in mind. Now, Dark has taken the front hatch, good for aggression, but it does mean adepts get across here in literally 2 seconds. So as much as this is good for him pushing, right now, guys, his queen is not even out on this hatchery. Jeez, how is that queen not out yet? How late was that queen, guys? Oh my god. I feel like she was a few seconds late. He hasn't injected in the main yet either. Oh no, Dark, you got to inject that hatchery. What's going on, mate? Dark in a bit of a mess right now. His Zerglings all trickling into this Adept. MAXPAX, though, messing his micro up. I don't think he was expecting to find a queen there. This Adept will wander into the third base, though. Dude, Dark's really slipping up right now. What is going on, Dark? You had such a good day so far. But against top-level opposition of MAXPAX, it feels like he's in trouble now suddenly. The Adept in the main is just going to get one. No, doesn't quite get it. And actually, both Adepts go down for just 2 drones, 3 Zerglings. I would actually criticize MAXPAX for that. I think lackluster micro at an opportune moment when his opponent was kind of falling apart. But whoa, it's a 3-gate opening, guys. This is 3-gate into Twilight Council. MAXPAX playing a very cool build order. Now, his warp gates will transform, but looks like he will lose that Stalker. So I think just build he's going to build 2 pylons. Interesting. I think he'll cancel this one, leave that one up. It's the idea. That way he's got 2 things powering it. Cancel the one in the back. Easy peasy. Keep putting probes. He needed the pylon then anyway. Robo goes down as well, so he's going to do delayed glaives, guys. So he might go for like a 6 Adept with no upgrade pressure. So if he warps in another 3 Adepts in a few moments, maybe 10 seconds when that comes off cooldown, does 6 Adepts, forces a bunch of Zerglings out, freaks out his opponent, and then just goes home, and then comes back later with even more Adepts. Would be super cool. And speak of the devil. 5 Adepts coming out. Stalker will warp in to deal with the Overlord, which is cool. I'd like to see these Adepts go out, though. And they will do just that momentarily. Warp Prism is on the way. Get over there, MAXPAX. Whole point is keep the Zerg player uncomfortable. That Warp Prism should go past here to kill this Overlord as well, in my opinion. Right now, Dark's economy is in the shitter, guys. He built a very early Spine Crawler. He's got 5 Queens, which you don't really need versus a guy who's opened up Glaive Adepts this early. You didn't need the extra Queens, but dude, any drone he loses is so bad. He's already down 5 workers. He's building Zerglings right now. Yes, the Roach Horn's up. He needs Roaches, not Zerglings, to deal with these Adepts. And there we go. That Prism does its duty. Says, I spot thee, pervert! Stalker does take it down. Adepts going across the map. What do we got? 8 Adepts and a Warp Prism. And of course, this is 3 gateways, so he can go up to 11 Adepts if he chooses. There's only Zerglings, Queens, and 3 Roaches on the way. I think he's going to make them all into Ravagers instantly. Needs to get that Ravager morph. 1. Yeah. Okay, so he's starting to morph those Ravagers as he goes. 3 more Adepts do warp in. That's 11 Adepts. It's a lot of them. Watch out, Dark. Okay. Does focus fire a Queen there and should take her out. Loses an Adept for it and cancels the Shade, interestingly enough. Seeing so many Zerglings does not want to get caught by that. And as always, MAXPAX likes to go straight to 4 gas and the Robo Bay so we can start queuing up these Disruptors. Now 4 Adepts are going to split off for a drop. MAXPAX will secure the 3rd base. Zergling's going to spot this for Dark. Might get aggroed onto it, but I think the Nexus is out of aggro range. Yeah, maybe if the Ling was there, it would automatically attack it. The Adepts will clean that Zergling up. Nicely done. Prism goes into the natural. Get out! Run, MAXPAX! Run! Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Spore Crawler, a bunch of Queen Zerglings looking for a run by Stalker. Plus, guys, this is the battery I always talk about in this map. You always want to put a shield battery here as a Protoss player because it can heal your units down here defending your third base and your natural, and it can get overcharged. So it's really safe, hard for the enemy to snipe this battery down, and it protects your third and your natural all in one. So this is the most bomb shield battery position. It's part of why taking this front third base is actually a good idea. Now we've already got 2 disruptors out. The Prism's going to go and get those. Prism speed will be done in 12 seconds. Blink +1 coming up. Still only on 3 gateways, so it looks like a transition into lots of Blink Stalkers from there. The Disruptor Adept push will come forward. Zerglings are going to try and find the rally here. Shield battery will keep a few of these alive for a moment, but they do of course need to try and pull back. A few Adepts warping in at home would be nice. Ball does go forwards. Gets 2 of these Queens. One of them goes down. The other one, he'd like to kill it. Doesn't quite get in range of her. He's got another ball though. Another ball. Oh, gets 2 Ravages and a Roach. Disruptors can get out of there. Oh, big biles do land on some of those Adepts though, and I think it's cancelled the shade time. Oh no, he's going to try and get in there. All right, shift click the drones. This is a one-way trip. You're not getting out of here. MAXPAX not with the best focus fire there. He's just going to try and keep these guys alive, shade into the natural, maybe get a few more guys before he goes out. And Dark's not dealing with it, guys. Oh no, Dark maybe a bit distracted by the Zergling run by Yad, but MAXPAX doesn't focus fire either. I think he could have got a bit more damage there. He's killed 15 drones in this game so far. Pretty sloppy disruptor shots as well. Only gets 1 or 2 drones. So yeah, 16 drones in total. 11 probes went down though to the Zergling run by, but a lot of Zerglings did die for it. Dark though, look how quick his army gets across the map. The Disruptors need to get back here right now. There is a Colossus out which will help against Zergling rally, but it's not much use against the Roaches, guys. And, okay, does pull back. That battery on the high ground is still available. Battery overcharge will be ready in a few seconds. Colossus comes from the high ground, but he's already losing his store because he needs to battery overcharge right now. If he doesn't battery overcharge, he's in trouble. The Colossus falls to a few Zerglings and a Roach. Battery overcharge is available, of course. He's got a lot to manage. He doesn't realize it's off cooldown. There we go. He activates it now, but not before the third base is damaged and taken down. Dark with a fantastic victory there. MAXPAX, he's got Blink. Going to try and chase down a Roach, but I think he's pretty much dead in the water. 53 drones only for Dark, so it's not a good economy for him, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. When he sees not too many workers there, MAXPAX, get out. Run, 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 run. Run, run, roo. Run, run, roo. Don't let your queens be inside you. That's the Song of the Warp Prism that does escape. It has a few Queen Needles sticking out the side of it, but it does make it home safe and sound. Colossus is on the way coming out of that Robo third base. About a quarter rebuilt, but a 4th base coming up for Dark. And Dark has got 9 Mutas on the way. Oh, and this Prism's already so damaged. If he can shut that down, you take all of the comeback units away from MAXPAX. In the counterattack comeback units of the Prism, but also the Disruptors. And he has so few units right now. The Prism is so low, man. Balls ain't going to do shit. He gets 1 Zergling for a Disruptor shot. Really nothing to write home about. Dark's economy is still shit. But he can drone so hard behind these Mutas, and I don't really see anything MAXPAX can do. Now, Dark is building Zerglings, Mutas. I mean, he could just attack the front, and I think he still wins this army. Yeah, I mean, this is just a disaster, dude. The Mutas are gathering up. He's trying to hide him. I think he wanted to get the Prism. Yeah, I think he's like, nah, let's just kill the Prism. Oh! Oh! Oh my god, Dark! He was so dead set on not letting the Warp Prism and the Disruptors escape from a recall that he literally just ate the balls. MAXPAX throws his balls out, thinking Dark's going to run away in horror and fear. Dark stands there, takes a bloody sack whack to the face, and turns out that, yeah, I don't know, man. That was a little awkward from Dark. I think he's so far ahead, it does not matter, though. When he killed that third base, he basically won the game right there. That Zergling run by did a fantastic job, and I do think MAXPAX needed to warp in some Adepts a little bit quicker, but I think he may have warped some in on the front just before the Ling run by came in, which is the problem. Stalkers do take out a Mutalisk there. MAXPAX making the best of a terrible situation against the Dark that is doing nothing but making Mutas. Zerglings still has not droned up, and he hasn't saturated this last gas, so Dark is doing Dark things right now. He's like, more Lings, more Mutas. And you know what? He should have enough to just surround and win by the looks of it. Stalkers and an Observer run forward, just trying to push back the creep spread a little bit. Colossus are there. You don't want to chase into that with your Zerglings. Hallucinated Phoenix is still flying around. He sees a 5th base going up in the top. Doesn't necessarily know that's a 5th. Mutas take out 1 probe, 2 probe, 3 probes. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage, mate. Battery overcharge ain't going to help those probes. They're all getting one shot, dude. Mutas will take out... the Stalkers will take out a few of the Mutas, but he's playing double Muta pack right now. Dark is playing Brood War, guys. He split his Mutas into 2 separate packs, roaming around the map. MAXPAX forced to go for a desperate all-in counter-attack, but there's still 13 Roaches, a Ravager, and you don't need to fight. As Dark, you just counter-roll in. You're like, I have double the economy. I have flying units. I will always win a base trade. Zerglings are the best unit in the game in a base trade because they tear buildings down so damned fast. Now, obviously, you could wall off against the Zerglings, but the Mutas and the Roaches will always allow you to breach the wall. And Dark is looking very, very good. +1 attack, or +2 attack is actually on the way. +1's already finished. And here we go. Desperation Stalker, Colossus attack. And Dark says, yep, there's no reason for me to fight that. He's like, maybe I could lose. I probably would beat that army, but you know what? Lings and Mutas are not made for fighting head-on. They are made for the run-bys. Zerglings will eventually tear down the cannon. He's going to lose everything at home as MAXPAX, and he says, yeah, I can't win the base trade. GG, taps out. A nice start to the series here for Dark in the top right side. Natural blocked again. Will go and take his front third. So he's still taking the front third, which is really good for walking queens across the map, but otherwise, on a lot of maps, it can be a bit awkward taking the third because our units can kind of bounce between. You're also more exposed to adept attacks, I find, rather than the other third. But there is an argument for it on this map because it's a little closer to your natural wall-off, whereas this third base over here is very far away. MAXPAX in the bottom left, opening up pretty standard so far. You can see 20th drone rallies to the gas. The 19th worker rallies down for the 20 Nexus 20 Cybercore. Super solid opening. And Dark, always respecting how annoying that probe harass can be, just pulls a drone to fight it. I've seen quite a few games where he doesn't do the counter micro with the drones to keep them doubled, but he does that perfectly that time. Very well played. Cybercore will go down after this Nexus, both on 20. You'll see an extra probe pop up. 21-second gas, 22-second pilot. Now, people often have been saying, Pig, why? Why do you always go and commentate the tiny details at the start? And the reason is, guys, I cast a lot of low-level StarCraft, and basically, people literally mess up the first 2 minutes of the game an ungodly amount, and it upsets me. So I like to constantly repeat over and over in my casts what the pros are doing right and the numbers of it. And I'm hoping that if I do it enough on some subconscious level, even the bronze players in chat are going to have a bit of it seep into their skull. They're going to be going to put a Nexus down on 14 supply, and they're going to hear my voice in their head. And they're going to go, you know what? Pig does say you meant to put that on 20 supply. Why do I have 6 less probes than a pro gamer 1 minute into the game? And if I can get people to ask that question of themselves, then I will be very happy, and I will not have to cast as many terrible early games anymore. Anyways, it looks like a third hatchery is going to go down. Overlord. Guys, Dark's doing my Overlord Scout. So my favorite way to Overlord Scout is you go to here, and then you hang out on the edge to see if it's an Adept or Stalker first. If the Stalker comes out, you run along the edge. So I say you skirt the edge of the main, you run along this cliff. And the reason that's good is because if a Stalker comes at you on the high ground, you run to that side. And it takes ages for the Stalker to get down there, by which point you make it to safety. And if it goes on the low ground, you go to the high ground. And the thing is, it's very hard for them to both block Zerglings running in the base. So I always run 2 Zerglings in. So if the Stalker isn't in the wall, then the Zerglings will get in. And if if it is in the wall, then and the Stalker's up taking duty there, or there's an Adept in the wall, the Overlord goes in. And usually you can do this and get a full scout most of the time without losing the Overlord. Now, Dark does end up losing the Overlord because he didn't send Lings across the map. He did lose 2 Zerglings, or actually a drone and a Zergling, sorry, to that Adept. So that Adept went in, caught him, got a drone and a Zergling. Very well done by MAXPAX, who's actually playing a Dark Shrine, and he's hidden it on the natural. So this could be a winner. The thing is, if Dark was paying attention, he would have seen that this was not spinning. Unless maybe chat notices, maybe he faked an upgrade. I don't think he did, but maybe he faked an upgrade. No lair and no spores just yet. If he wants to be safe, he should be putting spores down about 420, guys. Is when you want to build spores to be safe against Dark Templar at pro level. I often tell my students 4 minutes 45. And then they wonder why they hear me say 420. The reason is you're playing against MAXPAX, one of the best players in the world. You need it to be a little earlier. Depth's coming forward on the left side. Prism coming forwards as well to join up with those. This looks like a glaive of depth pressure, yet despite it, spores for safety. Very well played there by Mr. Dark. And we're going to have that. 3 DTs warping in. Queen's going to go after the Prism. They'll get it. Nice snipe. Really nice snipe. Will pay the price with 1 Queen. Doesn't quite. Oh, almost loses the next one, but not quite. Very well played here by Dark. Trading a Queen for a Prism, something you're always happy to do. Prism is 250 minerals. It's incredibly expensive, and it gives so much more maneuverability to this sort of strategy. Now, those DTs are going to try and hide in the corner and then recall, but one of them got surrounded. The other one should get out. Depth's going to the main. Very nice. 3 drones there. Make it 4. And he's going to try to just go after a few more workers, and he'll end up having to fight the Zerglings, but good wraparound. Notice how Dark microed some things behind the minerals. So he is attacking it from both sides. At the end of the day, a pretty even trade. Probe count is higher than drone count. And this quick third base, man, it's a good build order. Archons are morphing, so he's made another round of 2 Dark Templar after losing one of the first 3. And he's going to go forward with an Archon drop, which is going to be very good for defending this. He's only got 1 sentry at the 3rd, so good choice to keep the Archon at home. Same rule as when you're playing Adepts into Oracles, is if you lose your early Adepts on the other side of the map, you know your 3rd's very weak, so you keep the Oracle at home. Same in this scenario. MAXPAX said, keep the Archons at home until I can warp in at least another Stalker or something like that. Dark doesn't want to fight into the shield battery. And another one in the natural will keep that Stalker alive. Dark, though, could grab the probe, but... Oh, no, MAXPAX! Oh, no, he was focusing on his Archons. His Sentry and Stalker just chased out there derpily. Ah, no good there for MAXPAX. Looks like he killed a few more Zerglings. Doesn't... Maybe 1 Roach he got with the Archon drop as well. The Archons, though, you can see one of them over there. Its shields are very depleted. Notice how this guy on the left had 3 big lines of blue around him. The other one much more pale, a bit more washed out. And you can actually tell by the number of blue lines on the outside of their portrait roughly how much shields they have. So you can see here, guys, 3 blue lines, only 1 and a very faded 2nd line for MAXPAX. Was that an Observer that just died? Yeah, Dark just killed an Observer as well. Dark's all over this game. Now, don't get me wrong, MAXPAX is not miles behind like he was in the other one. After losing, you know, what was it, 11 probes on his 3rd base, but still going to be tough for MAXPAX. Now, of course, if anyone's out there being a Dark apologist if he loses this game, saying, oh, he's tired, he's not normally awake at this time. Number 1, yes, he is. It's 11 a.m. Actually, it's midday in Korea. It's 12 p.m., middle of the day. So he would normally be awake by now, number 1. Number 2, it's actually about 6 in the morning for MAXPAX, I believe. Or 4 a.m., actually. Daylight savings time having changed. So the thing is, both players are very used to playing these weekly cups at this time, so I don't think it affects either of them a massive amount, especially if MAXPAX remembered to eat his banana. If he does run low on energy, he does like to eat a banana. He's told us that. It's the only personal insight we have into his character, to be honest. No, MAXPAX! Oh, he almost walked back into it. So he'd actually clicked the Prism on the Ravager, so it would automatically follow. And then he noticed the Bile, because you get an attack alert when you get a Bile cast on your unit. It actually gives you an immediate attack warning. And he immediately jumped over there, and he just clicked in any direction with it. And it happened to be the direction of the Bile, so he almost walked back into it. That would have been deadly. Now he's going to take the Watchtower, but look at this. Sneaky, sneaky Mutalisks. Now, you guys might wonder why I build Mutalisks every single PvZ, guys. And the reason is Dark and Rogue do it. And these guys are my spirit animals, man. These guys are my spirit animals. I friggin' love it. And he's sneaking it across. This is a good attack, though. This is a very good attack, but the sentries are gone, the Archon's gone, the other Archon is still inside the Prism, and the Mutas fly in. Oh, look at that. Zerglings in the top left, and that there. 1 DT warped in to deal with the Zerglings. It will defend the 4th. The Natural's taking big damage, though, and already 2 of his gateways get depowered. MAXPAX kind of has to shove in right now. He has to try and take out these units and overwhelm and punish Dark for having squeezed those Mutas out. He's like, damn, you can't afford to get Mutas out and defend my push at the same time. But it feels like with the drone pool, Dark is doing so much damage at home. If he can just barely survive, he'll be good. 2 Adepts do go in the natural. 16 drones have fallen down. Stalkers are still winning this fight, but it takes a lot of micro to continue that. Now, there's a cannon and a battery there. Dark not watching right now. He does notice. Loses 1 Mutalisk. There's still 5 or 6 left. The Adept and the Natural not focus firing. Those two roaches will now clean it up. But Dark massively up in supply, up 20 workers. It's a 4-base Protoss. You'd think 4-base versus 4-base pretty good. Zerg economy is not that great. But dude, 31 workers. The Mutas did their job. That's a 4-kill Mutalisk, a 4-kill Mutalisk, a 4-kill Mutalisk, a 6-kill Mutalisk, and a 7-kill Mutalisk. So you can see, guys, those are all Protoss units. And even just probes, the cheapest Protoss unit, still incredibly valuable to be killing. You're not meant to have Zerg units with that many kills, but those Mutas, they've been worker hunters, a bit of a sniper squad, really doing the work. DT does defend the force, trying to reprobe. Do we have a Robo Bay? No Robo Bay, so no Disruptors can come out. And he's kind of forced to just play rebuild your probes, play Blink Stalkers up against Roachling Muta. And Roachling Muta, well, if they've got an extra 20 worker lead, it's going to win that fight, especially if you're already up 30 army supply when this begins. MAXPAX, he micros DTs, he eats a banana. He also has a voice. Another thing we do know about MAXPAX, but something I know about him is I don't think he's going to be coming back from this game. Now, he's made reversals happen in these grand finals before. We've seen him go from down 0-2 to back and win 3 games in a row. So it's not something I'd completely put past him. 7 drones go down, which is not bad, man. That's pretty good. 7 drone kills. He deflects the Mutas. But does he... I mean, he's trying to just play mass blink and just micro his heart out. He's saying, look, don't even probe. I'm just going to micro my heart out. But after getting that base kill, it feels like... Oh, does he recall? Recall top left? Or does he just counterattack? Dark's going to go for a bit of a base trade. He's like F fighting into this many stalkers. He's going to go for the 4th. The 3rd base, though, does have some defense up. I wouldn't mind a recall there. Yeah, recall. Oh, I think it's a bit too late for the recall now. I think this is going to be too sloppy of an engage because he's lost his batteries and cannons. Just a little bit too slow on it, I think. I think this was really great play by MAXPAX, but I think Dark's got the numbers. That being said, the Stalker's blinking back very nicely. Probes are trying to just mine in the midst of this. Not sure if they should have been pulled to fight or not. Mutas are still racking up those kills on those probes. The Stalkers will clean up the ground army, but not before another 21 probes goes down. That being said, Dark is back to 2 bases. Dark is back to 2 bases, guys. Keep that in mind. And he's still building Mutas right now. Decent sized pack of Stalkers comes back. They get 1 Mutalisk. Big pack of Stalkers goes forwards across the map. He's expecting Dark to have popped another hatchery up, but guys, Dark hasn't. And Dark's actually going to tap out in this game. No way. What the hell? He was out of money, guys. He was actually out of money. Oh my god. Because the Stalkers killed his 2 hatcheries, recalled back. He didn't even have a hatchery rebuilt. Dark was all in. What a comeback. What a comeback, everybody. Going into game number 3. This is Dark. Incredible comeback. Just not reprobing on 4 base. Just doubling down on Stalker production and using that blink micro to be so efficient against the Roachling Muta. His probes on that 3rd actually tanked so well. It's MAXPAX. Reppin' Psystorm Gaming. We haven't really seen him use Psystorm much this series. He's very good with that Blink Stalker style, very good with the Robo Bay style, but yeah. We had a little question. People were saying, why did Dark type WW at the end of that last game? So for anyone who's newer to StarCraft, or you don't even have to be newer, we don't see it that often anymore. Basically, the letter for GG in Korean is in the same spot as the W. So if they're on the wrong language, or they're just pressing out of habit what the Korean GG letter is, but they're on English mode on their keyboard, or they're in an English client that won't let them use Korean letters, whichever one it is, basically it's just going to say WW, but that's just a Korean GG, essentially. So usually the Korean players will type in the English letters GG, but every now and then they just hit it out of habit because they just hit the same, the muscle memory button they always do, and then leave the game, and you see a WW. So, yeah, a lot of people always go, well won? Does that mean well won? What's he saying? Everyone knows it's clearly an alternate GG. But yeah, it's literally just old muscle memory. Guys, 6 Zerglings running around the edge of the map. Dark, are you planning a speedling all in, my friend? Drones or Zerglings? Zerglings! Oh, he's doing a Zergling all in, guys. So he's going to hide 6 Zerglings. And as this Adept moves out, he wants to run in the Zerglings, try and depower that. And he's going to try and run other Zerglings across. Now, Dark has been consistently losing a drone, and that's really causing him trouble right now. Now, MAXPAX saw 5 workers there. That looked pretty normal. Little did he know, 3 of those workers are off gas in the main. And Dark's going in right now. Stalker's not out for another 10 seconds. Oh, these 6 lings are going to be pain. Immediate recall. Holy shit, that reaction speed. I don't know if he saw something that made him expect this, guys, but that was sick. Immediately puts a pylon down there. Adepts are going to chase these Zerglings into the main. And yes, you are being all in. Keep walling off here. Second pylon to complete the wall off. So Dark's just going to... I think Dark should realize this isn't going to work. He's got a drone up. He's building 3 Overlords right now, but he's building more Zerglings. There's no way this works, man. The Zerglings are going to go after the Stalker. Oh, if he can kill the Stalker, that lowers the damage output. Very nicely done. Shield Battery is a very vulnerable piece of this wall. MAXPAX needs to bring a probe over and keep walling here. Obviously, just warping in Zealots as he can't warp in any more Adepts here. And he's just going to wall off this right side. We'll build another gateway up here. And he should be completely fine. If I was MAXPAX, I'd try to get a piece of tech behind this. Maybe a Robo as well. For him, it's going to be Glaives. And this attack's being held. Guys, Dark is still making Zerglings. I told you, the moment you saw that he was walled off and he'd reacted, you needed to swap into drones. Dark's an insane person, though, who's now going to take a second gas and a Roach Warren and go Ravage a Ling all in. Oh, Baneling all in! Not even, okay, this is ridiculous, dude. But the thing is, he's like, yeah, MAXPAX is probably going to try and counterattack. Oh, no. MAXPAX, you saw that he still has Mass Zergling. Why would you counterattack right now? Oh no, he's got Overlords, he sees everything, you don't see shit. MAXPAX, you don't have recall available. I mean, hopefully he can shade some Adepts out of there. The Zealots will trade with the Zerglings, so it's better than getting hit by Banelings, and he loses. Okay, he gets 2 Adepts out of there, just barely. But his gateway, his wall off is really weak right now. He's warping in 3 more Adepts. Most importantly though, he's got 3 more gateways in the main. So even if he loses his 2 gateways on the natural, he's still got 3 gateways able to warp in Glaive Adepts, and that is massive. Now, there's going to be Banelings morphing up to the right. These Adepts coming out, though. And MAXPAX, I think at this point, is like, dude, why are there so many Zerglings over here? And he sees the Banelings! Hopefully he noticed that. MAXPAX, wake up! He didn't notice the Banelings! No! Not like this, bro! Oh my god, that's a dead natural, that is. And he's supply blocked. He needs to build 3 pylons in the main right now, guys. If he doesn't build 3, yeah, he can't warp in. Oh no, he's gonna recall most of the Adepts, but can't warp in right now. He might lose his expansion. I mean, the thing is, Dark's all in. Killing the expansion isn't enough. And with the Prism here, I still think MAXPAX is probably able to hold. Oh my god, this is crazy, dude. A new Cybercore is building, so he can't actually make Adepts right now until that new Cybercore finishes. He shades back for safety. He's got to keep going down there and fighting Dark. He's just got to make sure he doesn't get surrounded and smashed by Banelings. So notice he's very wary of these Banelings. Spread your units out, Max, just do a spready. Okay, so he's going to lose his natural, but he's still got double the worker count. Dark is going to transition off this, and he starts droning. Off 17 workers 6 minutes into the game. Oh man. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. Dark, such a crazy guy. And I think MAXPAX should not really have any urgency around counter pushing, but he's gonna do it, and that's not a good idea. I mean, he can warp in at depths. He's gonna make another pylon or 2 though, or he will be supply blocked. Yeah, he's gonna throw so many probes away. What are you doing, MAXPAX? Oh, MAXPAX going for a counter all in here. I mean, it's 4-gate Glaive Adept, so I don't think it can be stopped by Dark, but he's got to warp in more units at home. And he's only got like 1 Adept and a shield battery. Oh no. And the Banelings are just going to kill everything. MAXPAX was so far ahead on workers here. Dark was so much more all in than he realized. Dude, he's going to get a few more Adepts warped in, and they will kill at least some of these Lings and Banes, but... Oh, and these 2 Adepts in the back will actually trade really well. So that is one thing going for him. His Adepts are tearing it up on the other side of the map. Dark, I don't think he can really handle these Adepts, especially with Prism Micro. I think Dark still loses. Because he's only going to get up to about 30 Zerglings, 3 Banelings. And the thing is, guys, in this situation, Protoss Shields and the power of the Warp Prism for pickups is actually insane. Right? The Zerglings have stopped building. The Adepts... And Dark realizes he's lost, and he just taps out because he knows he can't deal with that army, guys. This army's way smaller. These Adepts in the main picked off like another 30 Zerglings or something running into this choke point, I believe. What a crazy series. Let's see how many Lings died. Yeah. Yeah, those 2 Adepts killed another like 7 or 8 Lings at least. GG! Alright, going into the next map. Gonna be Dark in the bottom left of Glittering Ashes. MAXPAX in the top right. Normally it is the Protoss players that enjoy this big map, but I see Darkblade and ZvP all the time. Now MaxPax, notice he goes 13 pylon instead of 14. And the reason why he does that, guys, is because he wants to get this probe across this giant map quick enough to block the 16 hatch going down. So if he builds the normal 14 pylon on this big map, he wouldn't get there in time. So that's why he does it. And notice how he chrono boosts his probes immediately then on 13. And that's because the pylon's earlier, so he can chrono boost without getting supply blocked at an earlier time in the game, which also kind of offsets the fact that you've done, you know, obviously a bit of a less efficient build. Now, I want to share a little bit of stuff to say, how did that last game get so crazy? That was wild. It went insane really quickly. Keep in mind, guys, I thought MaxPax was going to get his gateway depowered. Those 6 lings waltzed in, and it took him literally like the fraction of a second, and he recalled the adepts in like a millisecond and just shut those Zerglings down. And all they could do was run around the main in circles, and that's all. And that's it. Probes going around in circles as well. Cybercore before Nexus, guys. Now that's interesting. MaxPax going Cybercore, then Nexus. Now, some people will do this for safety if they see a spawning pool first, but he hasn't seen that. This is a hatchery first from Dark. So I think what MaxPax is planning is just to do a very quick double adept pressure straight into the 3rd base. And who knows, maybe he even pylon blocks this expansion from going down. And then basically says, hey, I got a pylon block, my adepts are here, deal with this dickhead. It's a really annoying thing to deal with. This usually slows down your Stargate a little bit. But yeah, immediately chronos the adept. I mean, that's pretty normal, but the gateway is just simply, or the Cybercore, sorry, is finished quicker. The ability to build adepts kicks in a good 15, maybe, not 15, maybe 6 or 7 seconds earlier in that case. Does speed up that Cybercore. Ling's going across the map. He's going to try and sneak 2 Lings out. This adept's going to get in there real quick. Remember, this first adept has been very successful against Dark. Oh, he's going to do second gate again. Okay, we're going to see the second gateway build again, guys. This has been really popular. Or actually even 3 gate. The 3 gate, no tech build. I used to think this was a piece of shit. And then I realized it's very hard for the Zerg to read. And it hits with these like really surprising timings. And oh, he gets a creep tumor. It's 25 queen energy for nothing. Oh, and he's going to try and get rid of that drone. Going to force it to do a spore trick if it wants to get out of there. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit of a dangerous dive, but get the drone. The drone is just following another drone. It's so nervous. It's hugging the butt of the other drone. Adept does kill a Zergling. This Adept does come in as well. Did he get a drone? He got 1 drone with this Adept and another Zergling kill, so not too bad. He's going to go for the Twilight Council behind this. And with 3 gateways up so early, you don't mind having traded out your first units. Now, the Stalker going into the main is a little risky. Of course, the Adept will be in the wall soon, but does it get there before the Zerglings? It's a race against time! And the Adept, it's not even clicked to the wall off. Uh-oh. So 2 Lings will waltz into the base, and they will see the Twilight Council. Very good scout for Dark. Very nicely done. And if he gets a probe, ooh. If he actually didn't stop attacking that, he would have got the kill. And look at that. The Zergling's going to loop around and see if he can get it. But Stalker says no. Alright, so Glaives does start pretty late at the 4-minute mark, but you've got the ability to, you know, do a little 4 adept pressure here, or see even 7 adept with no glaives. It's going to move out super early, and you can just go take a 3rd base behind this as MaxPax. So I'd love to see MaxPax move out, take a 3rd base. Roach Warren and more Zerglings are on the way. The Zerglings, of course, are all you can build against these early adepts. And are we up to 4 queens? 5th queen is going to be building in the natural. Is back on gas as well, starting to bank that up, so Roaches will be able to build. I like that Dark's droning a bit harder this game. I think it's really smart of him to not overreact, because this sort of build with the non-glaive adepts, they're not really, like, Protoss Play doesn't really want to commit all that hard, man. He really wants to fight when glaives is done. He's just hoping to force you into way too many Zerglings, these sort of units that kind of suck versus the adepts. Now, the other adepts are going to be there. The Zerglings will run around, which means no 3rd base for you, but 2 Stargate Phoenix transition behind it. Oh, MaxPax go for the sick plays. This has been really getting popular recently. Glaive adepts going in there. No Roaches out just yet, but the adepts don't want to shade into a surround round of Zerglings. Now, single Zergling will deflect that one. 3 Adepts going to secure it. Probe needs to move out to that third base right now. That one's getting delayed a fair bit. There we go. New probe will head towards the third. Notice, guys, you can phase through a hold position unit in a wall by mineral walking. So you say, hey, mine 5 minerals, then build the Nexus. And that way you can queue it up to both phase through a unit and build it without getting stuck. Very nice details from MAXPAX. Cancels the shade. No. Oh, no. That was really bad because he didn't clump up the shade. If he wanted to do that, he should have moved into that corner with those shades. Oh, he did get 2 in the natural, so he did pick off some workers, but overall not too happy with it, guys. And without having a Void Ray out, this counterattack will kill his third. So he actually should build a Void Ray right now after throwing those Adepts away. And he's not going to do it, which means this third is probably dead. No, he's warping in Adepts, actually. He'll be okay. I think the shield battery kicks in before the Roaches get there. These are slow Roaches. So then, and the Phoenix can pick up the Roaches and Ravagers. So the more Roaches and Ravagers you get him to commit to, if you can get up to 6 Phoenix, they're going to kill Ravagers very quickly off each lift. Okay, loses 2 Adepts there. He's trying to warp in more of them. He's got to fight in front of the shield battery. He can't afford to lose it. He's got to fight. He's got to fight out there, but now the shield battery is exposed. Phoenix will come forwards. They're going to go after the Ravagers, of course. Most valuable target there. Shield battery might need to heal the pylon. Shield battery will get depowered here in a moment. But the Adepts are buying a lot of time. Phoenix picking off the 2 Ravagers. They're going to start picking off the Roaches as well. And you can see the Nexus kicking in for the battery overcharge just a little bit too late. And that's all because of that single Zergling delaying the Nexus. Otherwise, he could have overcharged, healed the pylon, healed the units, and this Nexus would have been easy for MAXPAX to defend. But Dark is always so disruptive. He never lets a Protoss player just play their game. And that's why this was so hard for MAXPAX to defend. Now, that being said, it is still a successful hold. He gets the third up. He deflects. He's only building Adepts and Phoenix right now. But he holds, he shuts it down, and Dark is on a lower economy. Guess what? He's not done yet. He's going to go Nidus Worm, 2 more Queens. So he's going to go 8 Queens, Nidus, Ravager, Ling. And he's building 3 more drones here. But I actually think this is a pretty all-in move. Now, he surrounds actually quite a few of these Adepts. Not a bad move with those Zerglings. The other 3 Adepts, though, picking some of them off. Phoenix come in, grab an Overlord. The Zergling's going to spot for this Nidus. He's going to put it right here. There we go. Puts it pretty far back. Doesn't want it to get spotted. Queens are trying to do this. Seeing so few drones on the third should be a little worrisome. 1 Phoenix does fall. Zergling's in that third base, but the shield battery says no. Shield battery plus Adepts easily deals with that. Phoenix going in the main. Few Adepts on the right side. Going to shade out of there. He hears the screech of the Nidus Worm. MAXPAX hears the screech of the Nidus Worm, but he says, you know what? There's Overlords here. I don't care if you've got a Nidus at my side of the map. I've got kills I can do here. If I can just shield batteries on the natural, he's building them in the back of the natural, building more Phoenix. The problem is he's rallying over the Queens, so he does fix that one. I don't think the Queens can beat this many Phoenix, though. Once he gets up to like 15 Phoenix, and if he just keeps chronoing them like he is, I don't know if they can defend that. Roaches on the right side. Phoenix can easily deal with these Roaches if they go down there, but it's more of a distraction. Dark always staying elusive and mobile. He's got Spores building as well. Now, if those Spores get up, Phoenix will not be able to overwhelm. That being said, Adepts waltzing into the natural. Nidus Worm pops a whole bunch of Ravagers out. Great micro by Dark. Dark is on 36 drones, and he's got to do it right here, right now. But the Queens! Oh, the mass pickup on the Queens. Biles, though. Biles do get 1 of those Phoenix. 1 or 2 Queens went down. But guess what? You don't have that many gateways. It's only 3 gates. Another Queen falls here. These Phoenix are doing a fantastic job. But more Roaches, Ravagers, Queens are coming on 4th. If MAXPAX defends his third base, it is beyond game over. He could lose the third and still be up in economy. But, of course, it's not something he wants to give up for free. He's got to take out these Ravagers. He picks off 1, he picks off 2. Dark is relentless. So many Roaches and Ravagers. Notice the Biles. He's able to target the Phoenix that are lifted because they're immobilized while lifting those units off. Stalker Immortal going to come out the natural. He's got batteries there. It's just hard to move in and out of his wall. Almost feels like he'd rather kill his own gateway. And indeed, yeah, MAXPAX agrees with me. He says, this way I can move in and out and kind of bait you into the batteries a little bit better. His third base and 13 probes on it do go down. But is that going to be enough? He's building more gateways, Charge, a Templar Archives, and there's not that much Zerg left here. The Immortals and Stalkers can take out the Nidus Worm, they can take out these Spores, probably wants to get an Observer soon, and he's already taking another base hidden off to the right side. MAXPAX in a great economic position. Dark is like, shit, man, I can't win with this. He pops his army back into the Nidus, pops it out at home, and he says, okay, back to injecting, back to droning. Let's get an Evo chamber, get a +1 range upgrade. He's got to fix up his saturation. You can see he's trying to reposition his drones, and he desperately needs a 4th base. Ravager gets picked off there. Looks like that queen. Oh, nice transfuse. Does keep her alive. The Phoenix almost goes down. And Observer's about to come out. You can see he's rallied this Observer here. So he's going to use that to clear up this creep that's giving vision. MAXPAX might want to drop a 3rd base as well. This 4th is, of course, way out on the side of the map. But check it out. The gateway count exploding for MAXPAX. Charge is now done. Forge is coming up. He's adding all the pieces for a normal game, but he's still got this ever so annoying squad of Phoenix. Ooh, loses one. Bit sloppy. +1 range and infestation pits on the way. Dark at this point says, I know I am in a pretty bad spot economically. I don't have a 4th. I've got to turtle up. So he's going to start going for Hive, and I think he takes this 4th and just tries to defend. Nope, this 4th on the right side. Okay, that makes sense. He can kind of hang most of his army in a central position. Some units up here, some units over here, and he's just got to try and survive. MAXPAX, of course, has the momentum. Yes, he's down in workers, is MAXPAX, but these Phoenix, dude, if they find an undefended mineral line, or one with just a single spore crawler like the natural, he could kill 10 drones very quickly. And look at that, comes on in. Ah, he goes after a queen. Gets one. One queen, doesn't lose a Phoenix. Very nicely done. MAXPAX has got an 8-gate Charge Lot Zealot Archon Immortal attack coming in on the left side. That's mass queen. 11 queens! Dark believing in the power. He's believing in the power of the queens, the super macro defensive unit. But if his Ravagers get picked up, I think this army can jump on him, honestly. I think the queens all get disabled by Phoenix, and then it's a handful of Roach Ravager versus a pretty decent army of Zealot Archon Immortal. MAXPAX also already planning to do a Zealot Warping in the main base. He's keeping him choked down into a small position. MAXPAX taking a 4th base on the left side. His +1 attack is on the way as well. There we go, guys. Zealots in the main. He's rallied those in. They're going to do massive damage to that undefended main base. Oh no, Dark tries to run his drones away, but at the same time, 4th base gets killed on the right side. He's still got a big blob of Queen Ravager. A few Roaches go into the main. They're going to try and defend, but he's even warping in Zealots in the 3rd. MAXPAX making this as difficult as possible for Dark to defend, but he says, okay, I don't want to fight in range of spores, really, not with my Phoenix. Observer does go down, unfortunately, for him. More Zealots warping in the 3rd. The Zealots in the main are finally getting cleaned up, but he's going to go forward and pick up a lot of these Ravagers. The Queens and drones being pulled even to fight right now, trying to defend this attack, but the Zealots come in from behind, in the rear with lightsaber gear. The lasers of the Protoss might just be too strong. 37 drones get slaughtered. He recalls some of his valuable units. MAXPAX realizes, look, I've been defended, but I killed your entire economy. You had to sacrifice the whole economy to do it. I've still got a Prism in your main. You're going to have to counterattack. He should build Void Rays right now. And he's going to try and defend over here. Does he have a battery? He's trying to build one. Where are those Phoenix? Those Phoenix took a while to turn around and go home. Zealots still fighting those Roaches, and without micro, Roaches are very bad against these units. That base will go down, but I don't think MAXPAX cares, because these Ravagers, man, look at how vulnerable they are. Oh, the Phoenix are just smashing it, and MAXPAX with a decisive 3-1 victory after an incredible comeback from down about 40 supply. He was down 30 army supply, 20 workers, on 2,000 atmospheres, makes a miraculous comeback. He holds the Ling all in with a clutch Adept recall in game 3. And in game 4, just smashes on through with what a beautiful build order. This was, remember guys, to go back in this replay, this was a 2 Adept pressure of Cybercore first. Then he went 3 gateways before Twilight Council, did a fake Adept pressure into a real Adept pressure. And then he just continued on from there. Just 2 Stargate Phoenix, surprising and doing so much damage. This is such a cool build order. 3 gates, then the Twilight. I love it. And Dark played really well, but he just could not keep up with this build order. And I gotta say, this sort of build MAXPAX is doing is one of the most frustrating for me personally to try and get a handle on as a Zerg player. Glaives into Phoenix, it's such an awkward setup and it's really hard to deal with. And remember, MAXPAX actually threw these Adepts away, I think in a very, very bad shade. So despite that, he was still just, the Phoenix were such a surprise. So remember here, I really think that split off was good, but he should have canceled all of those. Or if he was going to continue with it, try to just ball them up a little bit more, because look how spread they are. And the more spread they are, the more surface area. And they're all individually surrounded, which means they're all dying so quickly and your damage output is just drastically dropping. But despite that, he wins the game, he crushes the series, and he's your EPT and a champion for this week. Well played, MAXPAX.